All right, number 10 with the blunders. We're going to go a little bit quicker, but again, we want to gently educate the parents. Focusing only on aptitude and overlooking attitude is a big blunder. One of the most important life skills is attitude. And so that's a huge part of the parental role, is developing a positive attitude, being an optimist versus pessimist. Negative people don't see themselves as negative often, or jaded or pessimistic. They see themselves as being in reality, and optimistic folks as being a little bit out of touch. Has anybody heard of the famous artist Wayland from Laguna Beach, California? He makes a boatload with all these paintings. But anyway, Wayland's from my neck of the woods, Laguna Beach, California. And he talks about people are either motors or anchors. That's his boat analogy. And so, of course, we want to gently remind the parents not to be anchors. The fun part is anchors can become motors if they understand how to fix these things. So let's move on a little bit more with some more blunders. Misunderstanding choking versus panicking under stress. We hear this week in, week out, my kid chokes. He's the best athlete. So here's the phone call we always get. Hello? My child is by far the best athlete out there, but he never wins. So every day we hear that. There's so much more than just who can stroke a ball. There's so much more info there. So let's go through this big one here. Choking is overthinking under stress. Here's the common scenario. The player's up 5-2. They're pretty darn excited. They sit down during the changeover. Now their brain starts to overthink. They start thinking about, man, did you see the size of that trophy over there? That's going to go right on the wall on my mantelpiece. I'm going to move these books. I'll put them in the closet. I'll get rid of this bowling trophy because I don't need that anymore. Now I got this big tennis trophy. They start thinking about what are their parents going to say? What are their friends going to say? What's their ranking going to go to when they beat this little jerk? And now guess what? 5-2 is now 5-all because their head is nowhere near their performance goals of what do I need to do just to close out this match? So overthinking is a part of choking. So the second is panicking, and we've all seen it, and maybe some of us have done this, but you make an unforced error and you start to get upset. You make 2 more. Now you're really a little bit upset. You start walking faster and faster. You don't even think. You don't do any rituals. You just walk up to the stupid line and serve again. Panicking. But panicking, man, that's different than choking. So I think it's important that the parents need to know that terminology, especially if they're not going to be able to afford having you as a coach at the tournament. Not seeing stumbling blocks as stepping stones. So can a sprained wrist actually progress them up a level? And the crazy answer is yes. So a quick little story. Molly Kalowski, we'll call her. Her parents called me and said, we cannot do any tennis for 6 weeks. Molly sprained her left wrist. And I said, no, wait, this is great. We can work on her speed, her agility, get her stamina up. We can work on her drop shots, her volleys, and her slice backhand. And of course, when Molly heard that, she was pretty upset because she thought she could lay on the couch and eat ice cream for 6 weeks. But 2 months later, Molly wins a national title and beats a girl she's never, ever beaten. She beat a pusher retriever because she was able to use a drop shot. She brought her in and then was able to pass her and lob her. And the only reason why Molly won that title, because she sprained her wrist. So when your junior players have an injury, I'm sure you can find things to work on. Okay, so ignoring the school methodology of education, we touched that a little bit. Let's go into, can we go with, I'm a little bit of a different brain type. I'm more ENFP as well, so I'm going to go outside the box for a second. I don't even care. I'm just going to try it and talk about something new. On the stroke field, this is proving to be very meaningful for us. Teach secondary strokes, not just primary strokes. So what I mean by that is a primary stroke is their typical forehand drive. And their secondary strokes might be short angles, high arcs, or even slices. So the analogy we use all the time is painting. World-class painters don't just have a primary strip of primary paint. They don't just have one black, one brown, one green, one yellow. World-class painters use secondary colors. They have 12 different greens. I mean, their paintings are lifelike. They make money at painting because they have secondary colors. And the best junior players, I think we're at, in the last 8 years, our players have won 60 national titles. And we work every day on secondary strokes. How many coaches here have players that hate playing moonball pusher retrievers? Quick show of hands. Okay, so universal, right? Moonball pushers have all the trophies. It's clear everywhere you go, right? Yeah. If you don't have short angle, we call them little side door shots, to get the little retriever goalie away from the goal. So we use a soccer analogy. You have to get the goalie away from the goal to score a goal. If you don't have a short angle side door secondary shot, you're in trouble. If you don't have a moonball approach shot to swing volley, which are secondary shots, you're in trouble. If you don't have your drop shots to bring a great retriever forward into the court, you're in trouble. Unless you're a better moonball pusher than they are. Then just pack a lunch and get ready for a 4-hour marathon every time. But man, if you have players that can't beat moonball pushers, that might be a meaningful thing, is to look at developing secondary strokes. Believing that quantity of court time is quality court time. I know different coaches have different opinions on this, so if you don't share my opinion, too bad, because I have the microphone. So I'll give you my take on it. So this is big, though. If your junior player cannot handle beating moonball pushers, how is going on the court 4 hours a day and booming the ball back low and hard ever going to help develop the skill set needed to beat a retriever? And the answer is it's probably not. So it might be meaningful to look at the quality of lessons. And this is big with tennis parent organization. They need to know that it's not just feeding balls right to the player that's going to help. It might be doing more live ball drills. And so tennis is a game of keep away, not a game of catch. We use that phrase a lot in our workshop. The other phrase that, if you're writing things down, write this one down. This is my favorite of all time. Oh, shoot, wait, I forgot it. No, I'm kidding. Practice in the manner that you're expected to perform. Practice in the manner that you're expected to perform. So if your players are out there rallying back and forth for 4 hours, they're going to get a tan, but they're not going to win a lot of trophies. Practice in the manner you're expected to perform. So if your junior player cannot beat a moonball pusher, guess who they have to call to practice with? Moonball pushers. Even though they hate them. They can hate each other and go, God, I hate this girl. But they need that practice set. So it's meaningful.